call?
Yes, it is. You are in the right place.
Good. I thought I was. My name's George Clooney. Not the actor George Clooney, although we look a lot alike. I know what you're going to ask. Are we related? I don't think so. By checking it out on Ancestry.com. We'll see.
Welcome, George. So, you are here to audition for the live nativity scene this year.
I'm really excited about this. I feel that if you let me be a part of this production, I can really add a lot to it.
Great. Which character are you auditioning for?
Well, see, I was looking through the script, and this character's in the play, just not in the nativity. And I'd like to see if we could add him in this year.
So, you would like to audition for a character that is not even in the live nativity?
Correct! You are so easy to talk to. It's true what people say about you. I think that if you let me add this idea to the story, I can really chew up the scenery. Help me, help you.
Which character are you talking about?
King Herod.
Herod?
I know, right? You're feeling it, aren't you? You've been wondering the same thing. Yeah. Just give it a minute. Wait. Let it wash over you.
Wondering what?
Why the king didn't have a little cameo in the nativity. After all, he started the whole thing with the census. Why isn't he in it?
He's the bad guy in the story.
Exactly. Every great story has a villain. Darth Vader, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, gas prices, Snooki, the Grinch. Let's put him right in the middle of it.
He sends the wise men to go and check things out.
Oh, right. I guess that's why you're the director. How about this? He's a wise man, and then boom, goes the dynamite. And then there he is laughing with that evil, maniacal King Herod laugh. I've got you this time, my pretty, and your little drummer boy, too.
I think you just quoted a spy movie and Wizard of Oz at the same time.
That's what I'm talking about. It's changed up the greatest story ever told.
He wanted to kill Jesus. He wanted to kill all the male babies around so he would still be king. He tried to outsmart God.
Yeah, and he almost did.
He didn't. Not even close. Why don't you just pick a character that was an actual eyewitness to the greatest story ever told?
I don't want to. All of the characters that were actually in that scene were poor, dirty, no flashy clothes. That's no fun.
That's the only way it can work.
No.
George.
I want it my way. My idea is a great idea. I want to change the story. My story.
That's where you and so many people get it wrong. It's not your story. It's his story. Sorry, the script isn't about you. I would love for you to play a part in this story, but when you've made it about you and your ideas, we lose sight of why we even celebrate the greatest story.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. My ego is not my amigo. I guess I can audition for the Sheppard. He sees an angel and holds a big stick.
Sure.
Great. Hey, what if the shepherd wasn't a shepherd at all? What if he was a time traveler and traveled back to 8th century BC and helped a lot of people and knew a lot of stuff and saved the world from destruction and despair?
That's what Jesus did. Next.
Your name will shine for all to see.
one who was born, let me tell you a story. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world, and everyone went to his own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn. How fitting it is that you were born amongst this mess, in a barn full of animals and hay in an unsafe fallen world. No palace to shield you from the world, but a full view of humanity. From a barn, no less. As you grow, your story will become the greatest story that will ever be told. For centuries, from one generation to the next, nations will be divided because of your birth. Calendars will be divided in the light of your birth. The world, in all its busyness, won't recognize you at first, but some will realize a Savior entered the world. You will see the hurt, the anger, the pride, every hidden shame and frailty, and yet you will still love. You will see true worship, and you will see some run to empty wells for a quick fix, and yet you will still love. When people read about you, they won't see a king's way of life, but you will be called the King of Kings. A king's crown was not bestowed on you, but you will die with a crown of thorns on your head as you give your life, so that they may have an eternal one, a real life. Yes, you will hear the words, "This is my Son whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Pleased I am indeed." Yes, so fitting that the Son of God is born in a manger, amongst the mess, the world's mess. You will hear their cries and weep for them. You will hear their prayers and heal them. You will die a cruel death and rise again for them. Some will see that, though the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy you, my Son came to give them life. Just as the prophet foretold, little one, the Lord will give a sign. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel, God with us.